Hello everyone, this is TJ with Robinhood Coins, and today we're doing another 6-box half-dollar hunt. For this hunt, we have 5 boxes that look like Loomis boxes, and 1 box that looks like NIFC Sons. We're searching for silver, proofs, NIFC, and error coins that we can add to our collections, and something good for the Robinhood Coins giveaway for this video. To enter the giveaway, all you have to do is comment on this video, and we'll use a random comment picker to pick the winner. So let's get this hunt started. Alright, box number 1 looks like it's the yellow Loomis rolls, and I have my lucky little helper here to help me open them up.
Hey guys.
Alright, so we're going to crack in a roll number 1. Alright, we just got done opening up roll number 10, and we didn't have any silver, but my wife just handed us our first find of the box.
Holy macaroni! There's a 2002S.
Let's show everybody. Look at that.
Macaroni.
I think that's the second 2002. Lower it down so they can see it real good. Flip it over. Lower it down a little bit more. That's it. There you go. You got that 2002 proof. You still got the shine. That is good stuff. All right, so we are all done with box number 1. And it wasn't a horrible box. It wasn't a great box because we didn't have silver, but it wasn't horrible. So we had this marked coin, which I haven't seen. So I was just going to see anyone in the DFW area. Is the 616 or the 919? Is that you? Let me know. Just curious. Then we had this polished coin, I think. It looks like a proof, but it is a Denver Mint 1983. So I'm assuming there's a couple other of these that I have found, and I believe that means that someone must have polished it up because they did have San Francisco proofs in 1983. I already checked the Red Book. Then we had 2 2002s, 2 2003s, 2004, 5, and 7, all regular NIFCs, so that was cool. And then we found this 2002 San Francisco proof. My wife found it because me and my daughters were looking for silver and she was looking through the clad. So just a nice little coin right there. I didn't clean it, but I did use rub a light cloth over it a little bit just to kind of get some of the fingerprints off of it. And then we had, at the very end of the box, we had this 1993 San Francisco proof as well. So that was another very cool find. I haven't been finding proofs very often, so it's good to get these. And now let's jump into box number 2. And we're getting into roll number 36. So let's go silver right here. And we have silver. Look at that. Almost missed it towards the edge. Look at that. We've got silver. 1967. Beautiful. And finally, and this is roll 38. Let's see if it continues. Oh, and we got something. We have something. I think it's another silver, and it could be a 90 right here. Let's see. 1969. Oh, this is good. Look how shiny that is. That is a nice one. Very, very, very cool. 2 silvers on the board. This is turning out to be a good box. All right, so box number 2 turned out to be a good box. We got the 2 silvers, the 67 and the 69. We also had 2 NIFCs, the 2002 and a 2005 right there. And now we have box number 3. NIFC Sons haven't had the best of luck, but we're still hopeful that we can continue this streak of silver and get a couple more in this box. So let's get into these rolls. I'm on roll 48, and I have a San Francisco proof bicentennial. This is awesome. I do not have this in my album. I know for a fact because I've been looking for it and wondering when I'm going to find it. So that is very cool. Unfortunately, it's pretty dinged up and pretty worn, but still, it's going to fill a hole, and that's pretty cool. I'm excited about that. Well, the box 3 NS String and Stuns didn't give us any silver, but we did get the bicentennial proof that I've been waiting for some time, so that was kind of cool. We also had 3 NIFCs, 2004, 2004, and 2014, and now we're back to the Loomis rolls, and so hopefully we get another couple silver. And we are into roll number 38 right here. And we have silver. Look at that. Roll number 38 right there. Let's see what it is. 1968. And it's a nice looking one too. Look at that. Got to love finding silver in the rolls. Especially good looking ones like that one. Alright, so we are all done with box number 4. And we ended up with a bunch of NIFCs. We had 2 2002s, 2 03s, 2 06s, 2 2014s, 2 2015s, a 2017. And we also had a couple pretty cool toned coins, like this 1971, interesting coloration. I'm not gonna keep it or anything. I just wanted to show it. Hopefully you can see the purples and the blues reflect on that. Just felt like it was kind of cool. I wanted to show you guys. And then we also had this 1968 that we showed earlier. Got to love finding silver in the box. Made it all worth it. Now it's time to get into box number 5, and we have more of the Loomis rolls. Hopefully we can have a lot more silver. We are all done with box number 5, and we end up with 9 NIFCs. 2 2002, a 2003, an 05, 06, 12, 13, 15, and 18. And then we also had this 1976 bicentennial with like some almost teal, purplish looking tones to it. Hopefully you can see that in the camera. This is definitely going to go to one of my daughters. I'm sure one of them will probably like it. So that was just kind of cool. And now it's time to get into box number 6, which is more of the Loomis rolls. We've gotten 3 silver so far, so hopefully we can add to that. For this hunt, since my wife was helping me, we went ahead and set aside all the years that I want to check for errors, and then at the end of the hunt, I get to go back and look for the errors on my own. And so this is a 1971 Denver, and I just wanted to show you on the obverse on the T in Liberty, right here, you'll see a split, and that's where there's doubling evident on the serifs. Here, this one's not as easy to see as that one right there is. Then the other spot that you're going to look for, and I feel like you can see here, is on the bottom right of the eye. Now this potentially looks like it could be post-mint damage as well, but there's also doubling like right here on the N. And then if you go over to In God We Trust, a couple areas that you can see it is on the edge serifs of the U, and then this line right here on the inner bottom right part of the T, the last T in Trust, and you can even see all the way down to the serif. And then over here on this T as well. Now, unfortunately, I'm having a hard time getting my microscope and lighting right to where I can see it better. So I definitely want to look at this under another microscope once I get one that's compatible with my iMac. But this definitely looks like it could be the double diobverse 1971 Denver. The next one I found was the 1972 Denver, no FG. And as you can see here, there's some raised area or some shadows, but you can't make out the FG. And when you turn it in a couple of different ways with the lighting, you can kind of get at one point, I don't even know if I can replicate it, but I just saw it a minute ago, to where, yeah, maybe that's it right there. Under the lighting, you can eventually kind of get it to where it almost looks like an FG. But at the end of the day, it just looks like some shadows and like bumps, like mounds, if you will. It doesn't even really look like the like an F or a G. But I have found better examples on previous hunts where it's like completely flat and you can't see even bumps. Next, I did find 2 of the 1974 Denver double die bursts, but they're pretty beat up and ratty. I mean, there's a couple tells that make it pretty easy to find. You have right here the double points on the bottom of the 4's serif right here, the leg out to the right. And then there's doubling on the lower parts of the T. And in this one, it's easy to see the line. Well, not really that easy, but you can see the line in the middle of the R. And then this is another one that I found, and it's also the 1974 D. And this one has a few different areas where you can see, again, you see the bottom of the far right serif of the 4. Then there's a little bit prevalent here, but on this one you can see it in the S, the line right there, and at the top up here. But again, right here in the R. This one is a little bit more prevalent in the T over the first T of the trust. And then just real quick for reference, here is one that doesn't have the doubling. As you can see, there's no double serif right here. The T is much thinner for one, but also there's no lines or no appearance of doubling. The R is much thinner. When you look at the 1974 D on the double die burst, it's almost like you see the normal piece right here and then a piece underneath it sticking out. And so it's like almost twice as wide. And then this is much thinner as well with no extra doubling, just one simple line. So that's how you could really tell. The 1974 is much easier than the 71D, the 73D, the 77D. I don't know much about the classes, but I was talking to Rob Vine's Treasure, and I think it's class 1 is the easiest to tell down to 4. And I think those 71, 3, and 77D are probably like class 4 or class 3, somewhere over there. They're much harder to tell. Alright, so now it's time for the overall wrap up. We're done with box 6, and all we got was a couple NIFCs out of it. Speaking of which, we had a total of 41 NIFCs across all 6 boxes. It was a lot of NIFCs, and more than I normally get. And then we had a 1976 right here with that aqua and little purplish tones. Haven't showed my daughters yet, but I'm sure one of them is going to want that in their folder. And then we ended up with 3 silvers. We had the 1967, pretty rough condition. But then we also had the 1968 and the 1969. And the 1968 was actually pretty nice. Gotta love that one. That one was nice looking. And then we had 3 proofs, which is way more than I've been getting lately. So I was pretty excited about that. And the 93 and the 2002 are in pretty good shape. But one that I was really specifically waiting for a long time was this bicentennial proof right here. That was cool to get. Unfortunately, it's pretty beat up. But we also had this 1993 San Francisco that was really nice. Obviously not as like mint state or anything, but pretty good. And then this is actually the second 2002 proof that I have found. And so that and I think this one's actually better than the other one. So that's really exciting too. Well, the Robinhood Coins giveaway for this video is going to be the 1968 Silver Kennedy that we found. Gotta love finding silver. And as always, to enter the giveaway, all you have to do is comment on the video and we'll use a random comment picker to pick the winner. Well, if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps out the channel. Subscribe and ring the notification bell so you don't miss any videos or giveaways, and share it with others to help the channel grow. And with that, I will see you on the next hunt.